Greetings to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grundkurs English. A saying goes, nothing succeeds like success. Nichts ist erfolgreicher als Erfolg. Today, we are walking on the road to success, and we'll talk about that success on the road Carolyn took. Because I didn't have much success on the road I took. It was supposed to take me to the famous Harvard University, as you will find out later in our episode. Because of the fantastic explanations from the hostess with the mostest, you will have much success with today's grammar. Today is a perfect day for Carolyn to tell you everything about the past perfect and the future perfect. Lots to do. Let's start. But first, today's literature piece comes from Frank McCourt. He comes from a poor background and worked really hard to become a great teacher and a well-known author. Today, he is a bestseller author, and in his memoirs, he describes his first experience as a teacher. As all teachers know, it's not always easy to be on the other side of the desk.
I ate the sandwich. It was my first act of classroom management. My mouth, clogged with sandwich, attracted the attention of the class. They gawked up at me, 34 boys and girls, average age 16. I could see the admiration in their eyes. First teacher in their lives to pick up a sandwich from the floor and eat it in full view. Sandwich man. In my boyhood in Ireland, we admired one schoolmaster who peeled and ate an apple every day and rewarded good boys with a long peel. These kids watched the oil dribble down my chin to my $2 tie from Klein on the Square. Petey said, "Yo, teacher, that's my sandwich you ate." Class told him, "Shut up. Can't you see the teacher is eating?" I licked my fingers. I said, "Yum," made a ball of paper bag and wax paper, and flipped it into the trash basket. The class cheered. "Wow," they said, and "Yo, baby," and "Man, look at that. He eats the sandwich. He hits the basket. Wow." So this is teaching. Yeah, wow. I felt like a champion. I ate the sandwich. I hit the basket. I felt I could do anything with this class. I thought I had them in the palm of my hand. Fine, except I didn't know what to do next. I was there to teach and wondered how I should move from a sandwich situation to spelling or grammar or the structure of a paragraph or anything related to the subject I was supposed to teach, English. My students smiled till they saw the principal's face framed in the door window. Bushy black eyebrows halfway up his forehead shaped a question. He opened the door and beckoned me out. "A word, Mr. McCourt." Petey whispered, "Hey, mister, don't worry about the sandwich. I didn't want it anyway." The class said, yeah, in a way that showed they were on my side if I had trouble with the principal. My first experience of teacher-student solidarity.
Oh, are we on air? I can very much relate with Mr. McCourt. How can you teach with something in your mouth? I know. Find a subject that is related to food. Here. I have to thank the cowboy. He rescued someone who had a problem relating to food. There are people who would starve without our cowboy.
Who would have thought that this would be such a delicious breakfast with your biscuits? I didn't know what you were talking about when you invited me over.
Yeah, this is a typical American breakfast. It'll put hair on your chest.
Well, I don't know if I need that, but these biscuits, I always thought biscuits are like cookies and sweet, but these are more like salty rolls. Could I please have some sauce?
Sauce? Why would you want Worcester sauce or soy sauce on your biscuits?
Well, actually, I don't. I'm not really quite sure. I think it's time to call a cowboy. Hello, cowboy. I have problems communicating. Could you please come to my rescue?
Okay, I'm coming to the rescue. What seems to be the problem, ma'am?
Nice hat, cowboy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ich habe ein Problem. Ich wollte Soße haben für meine Biscuits, aber das scheint hier etwas ganz anderes zu sein.
Richtig. Mit dem deutschen Wort Sauce sind eigentlich fast von alle Arten Sauce gemeint. Auf Englisch ist es ein bisschen anders. Für manche Sauce kann man das Wort Sauce nicht verwenden. Erstens, Sauce wie Tomatensauce oder Sojasauce ist auf Englisch Sauce. Beispiel: Haben wir noch Sojasauce im Vorratskeller? Do we have any soy sauce in the basement? Zweitens, Bratensauce ist immer Gravy. Beispiel: Kannst du bitte die Bratensauce über die Kartoffeln tun? Can you please put the gravy on the potatoes? Drittens, Salatsauce ist immer Dressing. Beispiel: Ich mache immer die Salatsauce mit Essig und Öl. I always make the salad dressing with vinegar and oil.
Thank you, cowboy. Now I know the difference between sauce and Soße.
You're welcome, ma'am. And just remember one thing. If you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you do is stop digging. The second thing you do is call a cowboy.
Biscuits and gravy. A tossed salad with French dressing. Oh my gosh. Talking about all this food, I could definitely eat something right now. But there's another quote I must say. Without work, there is no play. Ohne Arbeit, kein Vergnügen. And probably no food either. Well, as you will see in a minute, I worked hard to get to Harvard. I tried my best. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Klar. Und wir werden unser Bestes geben, dir aufmerksam zuzuschauen. Denn auch wenn du große Mühe hattest, den Weg zu finden, hast du wenigstens unterwegs an unsere Grammatik gedacht. Sie erinnern sich vielleicht noch an Folge 7. Da haben wir uns schon mit den Futurformen beschäftigt. Zum Beispiel at 4 o'clock p.m. tomorrow, he will be sitting in the plane to Boston. Jetzt fehlt uns nur noch das Future Perfect. Hier kommt es. Das Future Perfect hat zwei Formen, das Simple und das Continuous. Sie sehen hier, wie die beiden Formen gebildet werden. Das Future Perfect Simple wird aus will plus have plus Vergangenheitsform des Verbs gebildet. Beispiel: I will have spoken. Das Future Perfect Continuous ist will plus have been plus die Ing-Form des Verbs. I will have been speaking. So, jetzt wissen wir schon, wie diese Formen gebildet werden. Die praktische Anwendung zeigen uns Eric und sein Onkel Mike.
Morning, Uncle Mike.
Good morning.
I'm going to Harvard.
To study?
No, to visit. I've never been there before. I really want to see it.
Harvard is a beautiful university.
Have you seen my map?
No. By the time you find your map, I will have finished with the washing up.
Found it. Well, hopefully by noon, I will have reached Harvard. Let me show you the way I'm going to get there.
Wow, that's quite a trip.
Yeah, it is.
By the time you get there, you will have lost your patience.
Oh, Uncle Mike, I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm off. Oh, when do you plan on doing the shopping?
Tonight.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later.
By the time he gets there, I will have done all the shopping. Poor guy.
Indeed, poor guy. And poor us. Wir müssen jetzt nämlich die Futurformen daraus ziehen. Aber das machen wir locker. Ich verspreche es.
By the time he gets to Harvard, I will have done all my shopping.
Hier haben wir das Future Perfect. Will plus have plus past participle. I will have done. Wichtig in diesem Satz ist auch by the time. Das ist ein Zeitpunkt, der in der Zukunft liegt. Onkel Mike ist sicher, zu dem Zeitpunkt, zu dem Eric Harvard erreicht haben wird, ist er mit Einkaufen fertig. Deshalb auch das Future Perfect Simple. Das verwenden wir, wenn es um eine Handlung geht, die zu einem bestimmten Zeitpunkt in der Zukunft abgeschlossen sein wird. Das Future Perfect Continuous ist die Verlaufsform des Futurs. Die verwenden wir, wenn etwas in der Zukunft noch andauert. Ich erlasse Ihnen die Einzelheiten an dieser Stelle. Das Future Perfect Continuous wird sehr selten verwendet. Aber lesen Sie es im Buch trotzdem einmal nach. Wenn man über die Zukunft spricht, muss man auch über die Vergangenheit sprechen. Wir haben nun das Future Perfect abgeschlossen. Damit fehlt uns nur noch das Past Perfect. Aber erstmal brauche ich ein Päuschen und übergebe vertrauensvoll an Eric.
Perfect. So far, so good, isn't it? I'm on my way to Harvard. Have you ever seen the very successful movie Casablanca? Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman meet, and then Bogart says his famous sentence, "Here's looking at you, kid." Auf Deutsch, ich schaue dir in die Augen, Kleines. I say it again, Sam.
Faculty. Teaching staff. Grade. Form. Grade. Mark. Eraser. Rubber. High school. Secondary school. Principal. Headmaster. Semester. Term.
Veritas means truth. And I will tell you the truth, and nothing but the truth about my way to Harvard. Oh, and by the way, Harvard was established in the 17th century and is the leading academic institution in the world. And, of course, I wanted to see it being in Boston. Harvard is in Cambridge, just across the Charles River from Boston. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Well, with only a map in my hand and my guardian angel on my side, it wasn't. Find out for yourself.
Eric, ich klebe an deinen Lippen, aber kann ich noch ganz schnell was sagen, bevor wir in deine Erlebnisse eintauchen? Danke. Wir wollen natürlich das Beste aus Erics Unglück machen. Achten Sie deshalb auf das bereits angekündigte Past Perfect. Wir bilden es aus had und dem bereits bekannten Past Participle. Und so sieht das mit einem Beispiel aus. Driven ist das Past Participle von to drive. Das Past Perfect ist dann also I had driven, we had driven und so weiter. Ich stelle Ihnen auch gleich mal das Past Perfect Continuous vor. Das sieht dann nämlich so aus. Had plus been plus, das kennen wir ja schon von all den anderen Continuous-Formen, die ing-Form des Verbs. I had been driving. Und jetzt schauen wir uns die Anwendungen der Perfect-Formen an. Eric ist also von seinem Ausflug nach Harvard zurück und klagt Onkel Mike sein Schicksal.
Hey, Uncle Mike.
Hi, finally, huh? Certainly took you a while.
Man, I'll tell you what. It took a lot longer than I thought. It's not easy getting around in Boston. I thought I had it all right. I had walked down Somerset Street for 1 block when I took a left on Cambridge Street. I had been walking down Cambridge Street for exactly 10 minutes, just like the guy had told me to do, when I took another left on Embankment Road.
Why didn't you have a GPS with you?
GPS. I like maps. I like paper. Call me old-fashioned, but I like maps. I really thought I was following the directions correctly when all of a sudden I saw the same building 3 times. I had been walking around in circles for 2 hours. And then I quickly thought to myself, Eric, you're going the wrong way. Turn around.
And you thought you had to turn around quickly.
No, I thought quickly.
You just had a bad day.
No, I always know where to go, but not in Boston. They say that European roads are confusing. No. Boston roads are confusing. Is that for me?
Sure.
Cheers.
Good old Uncle Mike. Der weiß einfach, wie er unseren Eric trösten kann. Aber das war doch mal wieder typisch, oder? Alle Leute haben Eric falsche Anweisungen gegeben und es hat nichts, aber auch gar nichts mit Erics schlechtem Orientierungssinn zu tun. Aber egal. Wir schauen uns ohne jede Wertung selbstverständlich die Grammatikteile an.
I had walked down Somerset Street for 1 block when I took a left on Cambridge Street.
So, da haben wir also nun das Past Perfect Simple, auf Deutsch die einfache Form der Vorvergangenheit. Der Name sagt es schon, die Vorvergangenheit verwenden wir, um klarzumachen, dass eine Handlung vor einer anderen in der Vergangenheit stattgefunden hat. Oft wird das Past Perfect Simple zusammen mit der einfachen Vergangenheit, dem Past Simple, verwendet. Eric macht das auch. I had walked und took. So sagt Eric also, dass er zuerst die eine Straße runtergelaufen ist, bevor er nach links in die andere eingebogen ist. Das macht also die Reihenfolge der Ereignisse klar. Vorvergangenheit, Vergangenheit, Präsens. Auf einem Zeitstrahl sieht das dann so aus. Zuerst kommt das Past Perfect, dann das Past Simple und dann das Present Simple. Den Zeitunterschied zwischen den Handlungen signalisieren dabei oft Wörter wie diese, die ich hier auf der nächsten Grafik für Sie habe. After, already, before, so as, when. Noch ausführlicher finden Sie die Grammatik wie immer im Internet und im Begleitbuch. Übrigens wird statt I had meistens die Kurzform I'd, you'd und so weiter verwendet. Ich würde ja jetzt dazu neigen, das Past Perfect Continuous auch noch schnell zu machen, aber ich glaube, Eric hat da andere Pläne, oder?
You are absolutely right, Carolyn. And I want to go to New York. Dun, 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 dun. If I could make it there, I could make it anywhere. Oh, well, that's why I'm here and not on Broadway. So before I kill all of your ears, let's go into the English world. Today we will visit the East Coast of the United States.
The United States of America extend over an area of almost 10 million square kilometers. More than 300 million people live here. New York's Statue of Liberty, a landmark standing for freedom and unlimited opportunity. Together with Ellis Island, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was here, on Ellis Island, where the former Immigration Authority office was, that many immigrants first stepped on American soil. With more than 8 million inhabitants, New York is the biggest city in the USA. Whether shopping or sightseeing in Manhattan, countless numbers of tourists pour into the city that never sleeps. The center of power lies in Washington, D.C. The White House is where the seat of government resides. In January 2009, Barack Obama was inaugurated as the first Afro-American president in the history of the USA. The Democrats' historic victory brought the United States hope of profound political change. The system of government in the USA is a presidential democracy with a federal constitution. The system of checks and balances stipulates a strict separation of powers, but it is ensured that no branch would reign supreme. Here in the Capitol is where the Congress holds session. It is composed of the Senate and the House of Representatives. On the American flag, the Stars and Stripes, the stars symbolize the 50 states. Every year on the 4th of July, patriotic parades mark the American national holiday. This day commemorates the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. It is celebrated as the birthday of the United States as a free and independent nation.
Oh, we Americans just love parades. Independence Day is not the only day where we have one. Homecoming, Settlers Day, Thanksgiving Day, to only name a few. We basically have parades on any given holiday. And for some reason, there are almost always cheerleading squads and bagpipe players marching in them.
Eric, willst du noch ein bisschen was über Paraden und Dudelsackspieler erzählen oder soll ich mal mit der Grammatik weitermachen? Was soll das denn jetzt heißen? Also, es geht jetzt weiter mit dem Past Perfect Continuous. Ich darf Ihnen noch einmal kurz ins Gedächtnis rufen, wie diese Verlaufsform der Vorvergangenheit aussieht. Nämlich had plus been plus ing-Form. Zum Beispiel had been driving. Wir haben ja schon andere Verlaufsformen kennengelernt. Sie haben alle gemeinsam, dass durch sie der Verlauf einer Handlung betont wird. Das kann in Vergangenheit, Zukunft oder Gegenwart sein. Und genauso ist das natürlich auch bei unserer heutigen Verlaufsform, dem Past Perfect Continuous. Sie betont den Verlauf einer Handlung, die vor der Vergangenheit stattfand. Das klingt jetzt so ein bisschen nach Space Talk und Time Travel. Tatsächlich wird das Present Perfect Continuous aber auch nicht allzu oft verwendet. Deshalb verweise ich Sie an dieser Stelle auf das Buch, entlasse Sie aus der heutigen Grammatiklektion und hoffe, dass Eric etwas locker-flockiges auf dem Programm hat.
Caroline, mit dir ist sogar die schwerste Grammatiklektion locker-flockig. Okay, but I do have some lighter topics for you. Let me just finish my text, then I'll be right with you. Actually, I have a better idea. Why don't we visit the Bavarian in Boston, and in the meantime, I can finish my text.
Thank you, man. Did you send a text message to her? She's supposed to be here by now.
Why should I send her a message about her taxes? I'm not an accountant.
No. Text message on your phone? Not about being taxed.
Text heißt Text. Text. Taxed heißt besteuert. Taxed. Okay, there we go. Hey, we just gotta finish a text. Jeez. What are we gonna do now, Carolyn?
Ich glaube, wir sind für heute fertig, Eric. Ich fände es allerdings gar nicht schlecht, wenn wir uns noch mal eine Zusammenfassung anschauen, was wir alles heute so im Programm hatten. Das war nämlich eine ganze Menge, oder?
You are absolutely right. And this is why at the end of the show, we always take a ride into the language zone. You're talking in a different language, hoping everyone understands you. Beyond the language, there is another dimension. A dimension of articulation, a dimension of self-confidence, a dimension of knowledge. You are moving in a land of both listening and comprehension. You are now entering the language zone. In 2005, Frank McCourt wrote his memoirs, Teacher Man, which describes his teaching experiences in New York high schools and colleges. The portion you listened to was Frank's first day as a teacher, and he nearly gets fired for eating a student's sandwich. And on the second day, he nearly gets fired for joking that in Ireland, people go out with sheep after a student asks them if Irish people date. I won't tell you any more about the book. You'll have to finish it yourself. Uncle Mike shows courageous Eric the way to Harvard. Unfortunately, our American friend had problems communicating with his folk and ended up most of the day trying to get to the city center. Throughout his daring stint, past perfect, continuous, and future perfect were used. For example, future perfect. By noon, I will have reached Harvard. Past perfect, I had walked down Somerset Street. Eric's journey was unsuccessful, but the grammar points were prize-winning. We started to get acquainted with the United States with a visit to the power centers on the East Coast, New York City and Washington, D.C. We should thank our friend the cowboy for explaining the differences between gravy and sauce, which is not an easy feat. In the segment, Say It Again, Sam, we learned various words one uses in the educational system. Just remember one thing. In America, never ask for a rubber when you want an eraser. You'd be surprised what you get. Last but not least, our Bavarian in Boston did it again. And this time, we go to learn the differences between text and text.
Ja, da gibt es eigentlich nichts mehr hinzuzufügen, oder?
No, he pretty much said it all, and it was perfect. And with this, we bid you farewell and hope to see you again. See you soon, good luck, and
Auf Wiedersehen.